Hey, how's everybody doing? Welcome back to DIY Mystic Filmworks here on YouTube. I am Ultimo Gallos. The a little bit over 2 years now, I've held the heel mark Lucha Libre Central American Heavyweight title of the world. I won it on February 29th, 2020, in a match against Alex Graves, who was the champion. And if you don't know the history of this title, it started off as the Hood Mark Lucha Libre Heavyweight title. And in 2019, May the 4th, in Brandon, Mississippi, was the first Hood Mark show. So far, the only full-on Hood Mark show. Main event for this title was two guys that, modern day Lucha, you think of them, both from Lucha Underground. You had Son of Havoc, a.k.a. Matt Cross, taking on Cortez Castro, a.k.a. Ricky Reyes. Matt Cross won the title. Now, you know how wrestling is. If you don't defend the title in like 60, 90 days, you get stripped. Well, Hood Mark collapsed. It folded. He got stripped of the belt. The belt, a lot of the Hood Mark stuff got sold off to a wholesaler company. Alex Graves, in his shoot job, worked at a factory outlet shoe store. And one day he's back to open up a box of shoes thinking he's going to find a bunch of cool looking Converse, and there's a belt himself champion. And on February 29th, 2020, same night as the AEW Full Gear pay-per-view. Matter of fact, during a boring match on there, we had a match. I won. I beat him. And I've had it since. And what we got here, this is the main event. Wrestling's main event, the #1 magazine for Mat fans today from March of 1987. And y'all know, if you watch my ass section, I film a bunch of videos at once. And this is the main event video. I've been saving this. This just got open. I just busted the tape on it. I traded a comic book that got a little value to some friends for this wrestling magazine and these two figures. So, you know what? I'm going to stop for a minute. Sorry about that. My dog had to go outside. It's been storming all day and finally quit, so I took her out. I got this from them, and they threw in some. You'll see before this video goes up, probably there have been a bunch of coverless WWF magazines. This one I'm keeping for myself. Those are for sale. I love me some 80s, 70s, and 80s wrestling magazines. So let's see what we got here on the cover. We got Roddy Piper battles Bob Orton. One Man Gang steals the UWF title. Andre returns to WWF. Ric Flair Action Gallery. Eddie Davis. Plus more action. Bruce Bar Beefcake versus Billy Jack Haynes. Junkyard Dog versus Nikolai Volkov. Misty Blue Sins versus Cat LaRue. And this was a $2 magazine back in the day. It's one reason I didn't buy it. I bought the Aftermath because they were cheaper. It's their own newsprint. So there's the old back issues. Who put this out? One Man Gang. Is that Misty Blue or Cat LaRue? Okay. Pumpkin Press, New York. Okay, so that's Pumpkin Press is. See, I recognize any of these names in here. Matt Barton, Digger Malloy, Ted Pipe, Geographers. Yeah, I don't recognize any of these names. Editor's Corner. The bottom line opera of WME's Empire State Building office. Okay. Collector's Edition, old wrestling. Ready Teddy. Thanks a million, WME, for the classic pinup of Ted DiBiase in January 87 issue. Are you supporting your child's drug habits? An ounce of pot costs about $60. Coke, a lot more. Quaaludes run about $4 each. So if so many children are using drugs, where are they getting it? Point is, your children might be spending their allowance on something other than video games. Learn about drugs. Watch for possible signs. Sleeping a lot. Listlessness. Poor marks in school. Lack of school attendance. Most of all, show your kids that you care and you're concerned about possibly they may be using drugs. And send away for our booklet. Parents, what can you do about drug use? I love that belt buckle. Let's see here. Oh, gee, I love this. These little mail order ads. Okay, you got like magic tricks, book on like explosive, genital herpes. Learn the facts. Current treatments $3. Making opportunities. Religion. Okay, nothing really cool in that. Oh, here we go. Photo ID. That'll be fun. WCW presents the best of women's championship wrestling. The only wrestling tape sanctioned by the WCW. Debbie Combs, Daughters of Darkness, Candy Divine. Okay, that ain't bad. $20 a pop. That's cheap from Video Gems, of course. Ladies wrestling videos and photos of real matches. And bikini, pro ladies, male versus female, and cat fights. These are the These are the reason why I didn't buy, when I was especially young, I didn't buy a lot of the non-aftermaths. They had these really sleazy apartment wrestling ads in there, and like my mom would have saw them and freaked out. The Heart Punch. Mike Evans changed to an endorsed family-minded magnetite as his real American. This is where Magnum got hurt. Okay. LaBelle breaks the sports barrier. Pro wrestling finishing holds from Gene LaBelle. Digger's Diary. Come out, Ricky Steamboat's injury to hands of Macho. Wrestling Roundup. Ricky Steamboat signs back on after suffering serious neck and throat injuries which left the future of his wrestling career in doubt. The courageous Ricky Steamboat is back on the comeback trail. According to initial doctor reports, Steamboat's diagnosed with crushed larynx. Okay. Old new stars arrive. And okay, some of the veterans who's recently appeared in WWF are former champion Superstar Graham, Long Tall Texan Blackjack Mulligan, and legendary Andre Jones, mysteriously reinstated by WWF resident Jack Tunney after a 6-month suspension. Newcomer sweepstakes. The most curious entry is Australian native Outback Jack, who was named after a vast outback region of the land down there. As far as good to press, Jack is after to wrestle on television. And introduced to viewers were short tape segments. Okay. Some newly formed teams, including the Islanders, Can-Am Connection. Wrestling around. Colonel De Beers strikes fear in the AWA. I mean, if you don't know who Colonel De Beers are, he was this guy who did in this day, a South African gimmick where like he wouldn't wrestle a black wrestler, just very racial stuff that got him over. Jimmy Hart Attack's fan favorites. Kamala. Oh, adorable Adrian Adonis. Now, I didn't see a lot of Adrian Adonis, but I like what I've seen. I enjoyed, but man, he ain't nothing compared to Adrian Street. What was up with the 80s wrestlers that did a kind of quasi, is he gay or not gimmick, being named Adrian? I think with Adrian Street, that might be his real name. He's from Wales. Adrian Adonis, I have no clue. Wrestling Roundup. Let's see what we got here. Oh, is that United States Tag Team Champions Ivan Koloff and Crusher Khrushchev have a score to settle with Nikita Koloff now. Down on the right is Crusher Khrushchev. Look at that face real quick. That is Smash from Demolition. Also the Repo Man. Wrestling Heroes of It. I have this book. I love this warning. Warning! Many fake their natural fights and some depict bloody and vicious acts of cruelty. Under no circumstances should this book be ordered by anyone unprepared to witness such violence. $8 plus $1.50 for shipping. $9.50 for that book. I had it from my grandma. I found it used somewhere. Bad Street USA. Grand Theft Production proudly presents Michael Hayes and the Bad Street Band's first LP, plus a brand new line of Freebird merchandise, all coming soon. Bad Street USA stickers, sweatshirts, bandanas, t-shirts, black cap, buttons, keychain, posters, satin jacket, and the 45. Bad Street, Atlanta, G.O. Misty Blue Sims. Two toughies team up against U.S. Women's Champion Misty Blue Sims. Vicious catfight for the championship strap. Fair-haired Misty Blue is leading lady of ladies wrestling. Kat LaRue and then Linda Dallas. Okay. I didn't know this back then. Misty Blue's one of them. I saw her in mags all the time. Never got to see her. My understanding is she worked a lot for Crockett, but it went on TV a lot. Well, back when I first got online, and give me 2 seconds, I got to fill my water jug up. But when I first got online, it was 97. And I found out, I knew about tape trading before then. Thanks to Observe, I've been trading here and there, and I had stuff that people wanted because I had 8 to 10 Betamax, blank VCR tapes that I'd recorded Mid-South TV shows on, Mid-South Wrestling. I have one tape with some Continental. Now, Betamax tapes, I think the max back at 3 hours on the tape. So I had 3 episodes with the commercials. These are people did not have back then. It was hard to get good quality Mid-South, so these were huge. So I would trade for stuff. One guy offered me, he's like, look, I'm going to offer you, it's kind of rare, but I want copies. And I was transferring this Betamax stuff to VHS because I want all your Mid-South stuff. All right, what you offer? He goes, well, did you know Misty Blue Sims and Linda Dallas did porn? And I'm like, what? There's Miss Linda Dallas. There's Misty Blue Sims. Turned out they did at least one porn movie, possibly more. This guy had a copy. And unlike a lot of people back then, there was, once word got out, like, the guy who found the master tape, made a copy and then a copy off a copy off. Probably, a lot of times you'd end up getting one in that was just so fuzzy you couldn't make out who was in it. This was off the original tape. And I copied that Mid-South stuff, sent it to him, and got the tape. And like, wow. The Rialto Report, which is a podcast about classic era porn, did a whole thing about Misty Blue and all this. And it was a period in time. She did Foxy Box, and her and her husband were swingers, so she did porn when she wasn't doing wrestling. I just never got to see her. There's Misty. There's a good picture of Misty. And she's definitely got that 80s rock look. CWF. I guess was that Florida, maybe? Good picture of Brutus. Matching them up. Madison Square Garden, New York City. Brutus Beefcake versus Billy Jack Haynes. Most make their best forms forward. This had really good pictures. Schizoid Scotsman betrays old buddy. Rowdy Piper battles Bob Orton. Oh man, they were partners for the longest time. That's for y'all newer fans. That's Randy Daddy. That's Rowdy Piper. And did Piper's daughter wrestling? Like Teal Piper or something like that? Junkyard Dog fights for his rights. Junkyard Dog hounds Nikolai Volkov, defending America's honor. Oh, man. Poor Junkyard. And that's another one. If you've never seen any of Junkyard Dog's stuff from before when he went to WWF, Junkyard Dog, go watch. Go. I think there's some of the Mid-South stuff is on the Peacock or WWE Network if you're outside the States. But go watch it. He was never the most technically gifted wrestler, but he had this amazing charisma and was just, you see why Vince, one of the top stars in the Mid-South territory, and plucked his ass up. And I do love that we have Junkyard Dog's nephew wrestling. If you remember Red Dog Rodney Mack, that is Junkyard Dog's nephew. I don't know. I've never really seen him actually use that to advertise. It's just always Rodney Mack, but that is his nephew. And speaking of Rodney Mack, everybody out there knows he's married to Jazz. And I'm not going to say the wrestler's name, but we're talking about Rodney Mack and Jazz. This guy knows both of them. He's trained them a little bit. And I was like, dude, I'm going to be honest with you. If I had to fight one of them, I'd fight Rodney. Because guess what? Rodney's just going to hurt me really bad. Jazz will kill me. And this guy's like, man, he goes, you're right. He goes, Jazz had the toughest and stiffest lockup I've ever found. He goes, she could throw me around. This guy that's telling me this is 6'3", 6'4", and probably 280. Just a big old guy. He's like, she can throw me around. These are really good pictures in here. Good color photo there. A flair for action. NWA champion has all the right moves. Only one man's raised number one in the WME top 20 month after month. The man is NWA World Champion Flair. In a special photo, Flair demonstrates a few of his favorite moves against some of wrestling's top contenders. Dick Murdoch. I guess that's probably the key off there. That's Dick Murdoch. Captain Redneck. One of those guys where I got to separate the art from the art. I love watching Captain Redneck's matches. And then you learn, he was a cartoon member. It's like, damn, you shouldn't be surprised by somebody who wrestles as Captain Redneck. It's like, damn. Flair using flashy footwork against Indian Chief Wahoo Matt Daniel. Stunning suplex for Ricky Morton. Dusty Rhodes, Krusty Krab has felt the impact of many Flair patented knee drops. That's winning with the belt. Barry Windham getting chopped by Flair, and then that looks like Buddy Landell there with the bloody Flair. Y'all watch, is that Buddy Landell? That probably is. Here we go. Skandar Akbar's big coup. One-man gang steals the U.S. title. Terry Gordy stripped a prestigious strap. Nobody ever seems to win a world title anymore. Promoters routinely strip and strap belts at their wins. Manager Skandar Akbar is one-man gang scored one of the UWA recently and how they became undisputed masters of the universe. That was what Mid-South Wrestling became when they decided they were going to not just be a regional territory, we're going to be, because the universe is bigger than the world. That was the reason. Because there's, look, Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's where Hacksaw went over. I don't know who that is. Okay, profile. One-man game profile. Birth sign, Scorpio. Hometown, Chicago, Illinois. Height, 6'5". Weight, 354 pounds. Favorite color, jet black. Favorite food, Porterhouse Steak. Favorite singer, Meatloaf. Favorite TV show, Alf. Okay. Pretty sure, might be wrong on this. I'm pretty sure one-man game. Now he worked for years and years as a prison guard at Angola Prison. He doesn't wrestle anymore. He got injured quite a few years ago and does not wrestle. He shows up at events and hangs out. He's one I want to meet. I was a huge one-man game fan. 2-on-2 in the heart of Texas. World-class tag team battles. Simpson and Von Erich, Sawyer and Bourne. Oh, God. After a long vacancy, the world-class tag team title has been filled by Buzz Sawyer and Matt Bourne. That's the last word. That's not the last word. The People's Team of Lance Von Erich and Steve Simpson have something to say about it. Okay, Lance Von Erich, of course, the fake Von Erich. Steve Simpson is one of the South African wrestlers. I think he's the reason Lance Von Erich went down to South Africa and became a fairly big name down there. Look at that. Buzz Sawyer. Ready to drop a bombshell on a prone Lance Von Erich. Matt Bourne, Steve Simpson. A life of leisure in the lap of luxury. Tully Blanchard, fourth horseman, sitting pretty since regaining the television title. Oh, Tully. J.J. Dillon. Lex Luger stays hungry. Southern champion, star of retention. Most experts agree that the Southern champion Lex Luger has potential to become the greatest wrestler and a top NWA contender. Most of us also agree that this potential is rapidly going to waste on the half-baked Florida mat scene. And it was, oh. Can't think of his name now. Shit. Oliver Humperdinck. Bad News Allen. Red News Brown. Who's this here? Luger's one of the guys that me just never met his potential. Okay, official wrestling ratings. Wrestling's top 20. Number 1, NWA World Champion Ric Flair. Number 2, Hulk Hogan, WWF World Champion. Number 3, Nikita Koloff, NWA US Champion. Number 4, Randy Savage, WWF Intercontinental. Number 5, Paul Orndorff, contender in WWF. Number 6, Nick Bobby, AWA World Champion. I'd have him a little higher than that. I have him above Orndorff. Number 7, Kevin Von Erich, World Class World Champion. Number 8, Tully Blanchard, NWA TV Champion. Number 9, One Man Gang, UWF World Champion. I'd have him higher. Number 10, Dusty Rhodes, NWA Contender. Number 11, Roddy Piper, WWF Contender. Number 12, King Harley Race, WWF Contender. Number 13, Lex Luger, Southern Champion. Number 14, Savannah Jack. Whatever happened to him? He's one of those guys, like, once UWF folded, I never saw him anywhere. He's the TV champion of UWF. Number 15, Hacksaw Jim Dugan, or Dugan, say they call him back to this, Dugan. UWF Contender. Jake WWF Contender. 16. 17 is Barry Windham, NWA Contender. 18 is Buzz Sawyer, World Class Texas Champion. 19 is Kamala. Got to meet him. Super nice guy. WWF Contender. Number 20, Rick Steamboat, WWF Contender. Tag teams. Back again. Shake it, break it. Let's begin. The British Bulldogs. Dynamite. Okay, British Bulldogs, WWF Champions. The Russians. Ivan Koloff and Crusher Khrushchev, United States Tag Champions. Number 3, Rick Rude and Manny Fernandez are the NWA World Tag Champions. Number 4, Wild Bill Irwin and Bad Leroy Brown, the UWF Contenders. I don't know who Bad Leroy Brown was. Was that Virgil? Mike Jones. Mike Jones. The name of that wrestler is Mike Jones. Number 5, Bruce Beefcake and Rick Valentine, WWF Contenders. Number 6, Playboy Buddy Rose and Doug Summers, AWA Champion. Number 7, Iron Sheik and Volkov, WWF Contenders. Number 8, Road Warriors, NWA Contenders. Number 9, Buzz Sawyer and Matt Bourne, World Class Champions. Number 10, the Kiwi Sheep Herders. This is Butch Miller and Luke Williams, a.k.a. the Bushwhackers, Florida Champions. Okay, then we're going to get to the actual Fed ratings. Right, this is the top 10 in WWF at the time. Number 1 is Hogan. Number 2 is Randy Savage. Number 3 is Rick Steamboat. 4 is Paul Orndorff. 5 is Roddy Piper. 6 is Jake Roberts. 7 is Harley. 8 is Kamala. 9 is Adrian Adonis. 10 is Andre John. I'm going to go down and go over here. Oh, no, I'm going to do it this way. UWF, their champion, One Man Gang. Number 2, Savannah Jack. That was our TV champion. Number 3 is Terry Gordy. Number 4 is Jim Duggan. Number 5 is Ted DiBiase. Number 6 is Terry Taylor. Number 7 is Buddy Roberts. Number 8 is Chris Adams. Number 9 is Michael PSAs. Number 10 is Missing Link. NWA. And here's the thing. Back then, people thought it was just Crockett. There was a lot more to it than Crockett. It's just they're the ones that had nationwide TV thanks to TBS. Number 1 was Ric Flair, who's the champ. Number 2 is Nikita Koloff. 3 is Barry Windham. 4 is Tully Blanchard. 5 is Dusty Rhodes. 6 is Ronnie Gobb. 7 is Rick Rude. 8 is Arn Anderson. 9 is Captain Redneck Dick Murdoch. And 10 is Bubba Rogers, who was also, he was Big Bubba Rogers in Mid-South UWF, and he was also known as the Big Boss Man, Ray Traylor. World Class. Number 1 is Kevin Von Erich. Then Buzz Sawyer at 2. Crusher Yarkov at 3. That is Bigelow, if I'm remembering right. 4 is Lance Von Erich. 5 is Steve Simpson. 6 is Bruiser Brody. 7 is Abdullah the Butcher. 8 is the Dingo Warrior, also known as the Ultimate Warrior. 9 is Black Bart. 10 is Brian Adidas. AWA. Number 1, the champion is Nick Bockwell. Number 2 is Jimmy Larry Zabisco. 4 is Scott Hall. 5 is Colonel De Beers. 6 is the Barbarian. That's Kokona. 7 is Silo Sam. 8 is Boris Zukov. 9 is Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. And 10 is Johnny Rich. Florida. Lex Luger's number 1. The Kareem Muhammad. Bad News Allen. Kendall Windham. Mike Graham. Champion. Ed Gantner. That's Bull Payne, if I remember right. 8 is Vic Steamboat. That's Ricky Steamboat's younger brother. 9 is Steve Curran. And 10 is Stan Lane. Now we're going to get into the managers. Number 1, Bobby Heenan. Number 2, Scandal Akbar. Number 3, Jimmy Hart. Number 4, Slick. Number 5, Paul Jones. Number 6, The Wizard. Number 7, Jim Cornette. Number 8, Gary Hart. Number 9, Larry Sharp. Number 10, Paul Ellering. In women's wrestling, number 1, Missy Blue Sims. Number 2, Sherry Martel, who I think was probably, if she was not WWF champion this time, she might have been AWA. Excuse me. Number 3 is Wendy Richter. 4 is Debbie Combs. 5 is Candy Devine. 6 is Kat LaRue. 7 is Fabulous Moolah. 8, Luna Vachon. 9, The Lock. I have no idea who that is. 10 is Linda Dallas. And then this back cover. I'm out, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, if you did, you know what? Go find you some wrestling you like and watch it. And live fast, love hard, and you know what? Die with your man. Ultimo Gallows, I'm out.